Welcome to Mishnah, study Masechet Sukkah, Perek Bet Mishnah Aleph. Over here in this Mishnah, we're going to discuss sleeping in the Sukkah, right? So we have this concept of Teshevu Ke'en Teduru, right? But Sukkot Teshevu Shivat Yamim, you need to dwell in the Sukkah for 7 days, and your dwelling should be the same way that you live all year round in your regular home. So part of that is sleeping in the Sukkah. So there's an obligation to actually sleep in the Sukkah. We're not as familiar with this obligation, in some of the um, I guess colder climates, but in Israel it's very popular to sleep in the sukkah, and you need to sleep in the sukkah itself, right? So our Mishnah is going to discuss when would a person not fulfill his obligation while he's in the sukkah. So imagine if a person wants to go and he wants to sleep under his bed, right? So over here in that case, he has the bed frame or the mattress separating between him and the schach, right? So that could be an issue, and that's going to be the discussion of our Mishnah. So if a person sleeps underneath a bed, he's not yotze his obligation, doesn't fulfill his obligation of sleeping in the sukkah. Hanabam points out this is on condition that it is higher than 10 tefachim off the ground, right? Because then it's its own frame, then he's sleeping underneath that. If it's less than 10 tefachim off the ground, then he still fulfills the obligation of sleeping in the sukkah. Amar Rabbi Yehuda, right? Comes Rabbi Yehuda and says, "Noagim ayinu yesheim tachat hamitot b'fnei hazekenim." Right? So Rabbi Yehuda argues and says, "Look, we would sleep underneath the mattresses, underneath the beds, in front of the elders, meaning in front of the hakamim, and right, and seemingly no one told us anything." So Amar Rabbi Shimon comes and comments. Amar Rabbi Shimon, right? Rabbi Shimon says. Halacha, by the way, is not like Rabbi Yehuda. Halacha is like Tanakama, that you really not Yotzei Yodei Chova. Amar Rabbi Shimon, Aseh betavi avdo shel Rabban Gamliel. Right, there was actually time that happened, the case where Tavi was the name of the servant, the slave of Rabban Gamliel. He was very, well versed. Even Hachamim, there are stories where Hachamim actually came to Tavi and asked him what are some pirushim of certain words in Tanakh. Right, matate, broom. He came up. He was someone who was knowledgeable. He served at Rabban Gamliel. And what happened? Shaya Shen tachat hamita. Right, he would go ahead and he would sleep underneath the bed, right? Because he's one of the avadim, right? Avadim, a slave, is patur from sukkah, so he would go ahead and purposely sleep under the bed because he's not obligated in the sukkah. Amar Rabban Gamliel zekanim. All right, and what Rabban Gamliel tells say the zekanim, Ra'item tavi avdi shu tamid hachamim. Look at tavi, my slave. He's a tamid hachamim, right? He's he knows that avadim are patur from sukkah. He went ahead and we slept under the bed. Right, so the Baghdad supports the opinion of Tanakh. He says, look, and from this we learn that someone who sleeps underneath the bed is not yotzei, does not fulfill his obligation of sleeping in the sukkah.